That one is definitely a tough pill to swallow. Big time. Raptors dropped this one 127-121 to the Detroit Pistons at Scotiabank Arena. And they dropped the 7-7 on the year. The first time this year, the Raptors, I believe they didn't even allow this much to the Brooklyn Nets. 127 points allowed in the game today. And it was the third quarter run by the Detroit Pistons that really did the Raptors in. And they came out in the fourth and they were flat as well. I believe there was one point, a 37-24 run for the Detroit Pistons in the third and then in parts of the fourth. You just can't be doing that late in the game if you want to win a ball game. First quarter, both teams shooting like crazy. Raptors win the quarter, though, 34-31. Okay, but you're only up by one possession. Really doesn't mean much. In the second quarter, same type of deal happens. 34-30 in favor of Detroit. So nobody's playing defense at this point. They got 65. We have 64 at halftime. Something's got to give here. You know, and in the first bit of the third quarter, Raptors played pretty well. They end up being plus 10 at one point. And we're like, all right, the team's playing well. They've dug in defensively. Their offense is still flowing. And then Detroit starts making shots. The Raptors start sticking. And then it gets ugly. They end up losing. They end up winning that third quarter by only 3. And I believe if my math is correct, which it's not usually, they're up by 2 heading into the fourth quarter. And in that fourth quarter, the Detroit Pistons just start chucking threes up, and they're not missing. Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham. They were just knocking down threes. Killian Hayes as well. Knocking down threes like it's going out of style. And then the Raptors find themselves down 11. And then they try and crawl back into it late. They definitely make a game of it. And at one point, they were down, I believe, 4. With like under a minute to play. How many chances did they have there? Like 3 or 4 shots? And they missed them all. There's an abysmal finish to this game for the Toronto Raptors. They lose that fourth quarter by 8. 34-26. And they end more or less the second half of the third quarter. More or less. And the fourth quarter, for the first half of the fourth quarter, they were abysmal. And that's why you lost this game. It was tight, it was tight, it was tight. You had your 10-point lead. You went on a terrible stretch for, if you're looking at almost an entire quarter, and then you tried to crawl back late. This wasn't good enough. Now, I know people are going to go right to one person right away. Pascal Siakam. Oh, he's back in the lineup and they lose. It's his fault. Trade him. He's useless. He did have 25 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, shot 9 of 14. He was 5 of 9 from the free throw line, so not great there. He also went 2 of 3 from three-point range. So clearly he's the issue, right? He's obviously wasn't the issue in this game today. You know, Scotty Barnes looked a little off today. He looked a little off defensively. He was getting attacked a lot. And in the offense late in the game, again, he had one shot late, hit a couple tap-ins late, and he just could not knock it down. Went 11 points, 6 boards, 3 dimes on 4 of 10 shooting, was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And OG Anunoby struggled shooting 3. However, you know, 17 points, 2 boards, no dimes, shot 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from three-point range, had a steal and a block in the game. And with no Fred VanVleet today, yeah, you hear no Fred VanVleet, you hear no Khem Birch, and we're like, great, where the hell Fred get hurt? He had the celebration, then he gets fined, and now he's hurt? What the heck happened? You know, Goran Dragic got the start in this one because you kind of needed him to. And he actually didn't disappoint. He hadn't played in the game in forever. And he jumps right in the starting unit and has 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, shoots 6 of 12, 2 of 5 from 3, and he had a couple steals. The Dragon was fine today. You know, and Gary Trent Jr., you could arguably say, yeah, he had 23, and everyone's be like, wow, he was incredible. You got to remember, he did start 5 of 5 and looked great. If I'm not mistaken, he ended the game like 3 of 13. I think that's what Jack Armstrong said, 3 of 11 or 3 of 13 the rest of the way. I think it was 3 of 11. It's a great start, But when your team needed you to make shots late, you couldn't get it done. 23 points, 2 boards, 3 dimes, shot 8 of 16, which looks great. 3 of 3 from the free throw line and 4 of 10 from three-point range. Those numbers look fantastic. But if you watch the game and you saw how he started and how he finished, massive discrepancies. Massive. He did have 3 steals in the game today, as Gary Trent's done all year long. He's going to give it to you defensively and get in the passing lanes. And Delano Banton off the bench gave you 12 points, 3 boards, couple dimes, 4 of 6 shooting, 3 of 4 from the line. Went 1 of 1 from three-point range after his incredible game in the G League yesterday, so congrats to him for that. But the team overall allowed the Detroit Pistons to shoot 54% from the field, 43% from 3, and 87% from the line. Those are all screamingly good numbers for Detroit. The Raptors, they shot 51% from the field, 38% from 3 is not terrible at all, but 64% from the line, they were not very good. And a couple of those free throws were late in the game. It was Dragic that they made. So it was a lot worse for the majority of this game. So that's not pretty at all. That stuff has to get cleaned up. When you are at the free throw line, you got to knock down your shots. Why were the Raptors team so good way back? Because they were making free throws left and right. Why was DeMar DeRozan so effective? Whenever he got to the line, he was Mr. Automatic pretty much. 64% of the line is not good. When in the last game they were 17-17? Again, it's that young team, the inconsistencies, you're going to see it. And it's tough to watch sometimes. Now, a few stats I wanted to bring up. The Raptors were +6 in the offensive board, so they were still good in that aspect of the game. But the problem was, the Detroit Pistons knocked down 8 3-pointers. I believe it was 8. In the fourth quarter. That's really tough. A couple of those were heavily contested. They were just knocking down shots. Cade Cunningham really imposed himself in that fourth quarter, going at OG a couple times and really putting him to work and just making buckets. Now, Raptor fans, the boys head out on their West Coast swing. So get your nap in before the game. Get your little hot chocolate, your tea, whatever you like to drink. A beer if you want to. Because Monday night, the Raptors are in Portland taking on Norman Powell and the Portland Trail Blazers. It's a 10 p.m. tip-off. Here we go. It's going to be a long, long week, ladies and gentlemen. But it all starts Monday in Portland as the Raptors look to rebound, get back into the win column, and get back to their defensive mindset. Because tonight, 127 allowed, it's not good enough. That's not what this team's all about. They got to find a way. And without Khem Birch, you're really seeing the hole that is left right now for the Toronto Raptors, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and did not enjoy this part of the game, but you enjoyed Pascal Siakam's day because he was great. Smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors. Twitter link is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as they hang on for dear life against the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo, winning 5-4 there. We'll talk to you guys very shortly, Leafs edition. And as for the Raptors, as I mentioned, their next contest is 10 p.m. tip-off on Monday in Portland, taking on the Trailblazers, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.